Tonight's forecast is sponsored by Ashbrook Audiology, where relationships matter.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you all for the birthday wishes, and this tie here is a Christmas tie, sort of a birthday related tie here. You kind of see here it's got little snowflakes on it, and this is a thank you to a mentor and family friend of mine that lives in Washington State, outside of Sunnyside, Washington. Darren Dayton, thank you so very much. He has been keeping up with me since I was a young kid, and he's very aware of how weather related I am, and was nice enough to get this for my birthday. So thank you to him, and thank you all for the birthday wishes over this past weekend. Let's get you now to the forecast here. A lot of sunshine that we continue to filter in today, and it's going to continue through whatever is left of our sunsets, and those are going to be changing here pretty soon as we're going to be turning our clocks back this weekend. We'll talk more about that as well. Again, 6:22, the final. We're getting close to that time frame where our sunsets are going to be getting later and earlier and getting dark, or later in the morning it's going to be bright, but late at night it's going to get dark early. That's what I'm trying to say there as well. Partly to mostly clear skies will develop for Tuesday evening. We'll most likely see variably clear skies later in the night. That will most likely transition to a mix of partly cloudy skies overnight. We do have a cold front that's going to begin to move in our area. However, though, it is going to be bringing no rain for us, so it's going to remain variably cloudy for your Wednesday. So don't think, do I need the umbrella? Not necessarily. We're just going to see a variably to overcast day, so maybe a good day. You can still go outside and enjoy it, but again, our overnight lows tonight staying in the 40s and low to mid 50s. Like I was saying here, our clouds will increase tomorrow through much of the day. Maybe a chance of some sunshine peeking through every now and again, but other than that, a variably overcast day. So don't expect rain showers tomorrow, and it's going to be pretty warm to say the least, because we're going to get gradually warmer as you make your way towards this upcoming week, into the week at least to say the least. So other than that, area-wide temperatures staying in the mid-60s up towards Wards, Franklin County, Boones Mills, Sontag, Snow Creek communities, Ferrum College, Route 40 runs right through there. If you're making your way down the mountain in Patrick County, Medizzadan, Lover's Leap up towards the Parkway on Route 8, making your way through the city and through parts of Henry County. Again, our race fans, maybe you left today, maybe you're leaving tomorrow. Perfect weather for leaving Virginia. There are some chances of rain further out to the west of the states, so just do keep that in mind if you're traveling back west, of course, to Phoenix, where the big final race is this coming weekend. So other than that, they should be pretty okay with traveling wise getting there, and that is going to wrap it up for their area-wide temperatures, 60s and low to mid 70s. Here's your 4 important forecasts. A lot of you all, just a reminder, like I said, we will be turning our clocks back, and so who's a fan of that time change out there? I'm really not, because you get to the point of where you have to get used to it, and then you just go on with life without even noticing, and then the weatherman comes up here, shows this clock. You're like, oh gosh, what's he going to tell us about clocks again? Yeah, right, it's time to turn them back. But this time, we gain the extra hour of sleep, lose the extra hour of daylight, but we could all use sleep, right? I mean, I think I'm on board with that one too. So Luis, take some rest this weekend. I know you're all over the place, and so that's pretty much for him. No, I'm just kidding. Also, remember to check your carbon monoxide batteries. Change those as well, just in case if you have to change your smoke detectors, and do that as also to make sure that this is the time of year. We've already been to a couple of house fires, like last week. That one-story level house was fully engulfed in flames. Unfortunately, did not make it. So remember house fire safety etiquette. Remember to keep space heaters away from certain things. Don't open your stoves in the morning. I know that's so tempting to do, a little warm air to come in the kitchen or so. It's better not to do that, because if you leave and walk away and something accidentally falls in that, then you have a house stove fire that causes that way. Make sure you have extension cords not cluttered together, because that will cause a shortage, and then you'll have a fire with all that fumes that's right there. So make sure you have surge protectors, and remember, you don't want to have extension cords plugged into extension cords. That is never a good idea to do that. So just keep all this in mind. And like I said, we'll have a fire special coming up here in just a few weeks to let you know. Keep those tips in mind a lot of times as well. And also go to the fire department. If you don't have one, go to your local fire department and tell them, hey, you need some smoke detectors. They will be freely to give those to you, willing to give those to you if you need them. All right, off my soapbox on that, into the weekend forecast. A lot of mix of clouds and sun. Now, this is just something to reminder. It is not going to rain all weekend. If you have weekend activities, continue to hold them. Don't cancel your outdoor activities. There is a chance we may see some showers moving on in. We have a cold front that's going to possibly bring in some much cooler air after this week. It does appear we're going to feel definitely like November finally for us. But enjoy the nice weather, because this does not last long. As you know, November, the past years, we've had some frigid starts to the end of Halloween and going into November. That has been pretty much the trend over the last several years, for the last the last 2 or 3 years, to say the least. We've been pretty okay with that as well. Sunday, pretty warm out there. Most likely we may see some showers late in the day on Sunday, but don't cancel your outdoor activities. Let them go on as scheduled. We will update you once we get closer to the weekend, as a lot of you all are probably wondering how efficient your weekend is going to be. But remember, do turn those clocks back late Saturday night going into Sunday. Real quick now, I want to give you an update on the foliage report. A lot of you may be wondering, are we past peak? Are we at peak? Well, again, this color coordinating scale, if I can point to the correct monitor here, as you see here, the color kind of remains from past peak to low. There's no low peak on this map, I don't believe. It's all orange, red, maroon. The black color shaded area is past peak, and this does not surprise me, because parts of West Virginia, even far southwestern Virginia, going towards Bristol, Grundy, Buchanan counties, Richlands, Tazewell, Wythe counties, already past peak. We're beginning to get close to near peak, moderate, high peak right now. So if you're wondering, are we on time for this? It does appear we are on time for this, and thanks to the rain we saw Monday, that has been allowing our leaves to get all that colorful change, and our cool nights also is helping with that as well. So other than that, take your photos, get those cameras out there. That's your homework between now and the end of November, and going into December too. Sometimes you can find them spare trees with just a few branches of leaves on them. So get out there, start raking your leaves up. I would highly suggest doing that now rather than waiting until later, until you have mounds of leaves all over your yard. And make sure, the kids, they'll turn around. You know this. You'll make a leaf of probably about this high, waist high, and you'll go inside, take a break, take a sip of water. They'll come right behind you and jump in that pile, and you start raking. You're like, what the heck is that screaming noise? And it's a kid out there. So make sure the kids have some fun with it too. But remember, that pollen and dust is also in those leaves from the past summer. So you may want to have some type of face covering if you're out there, if you have allergic or if you have dust reactions out there too. Y'all take care, everybody. We'll continue the conversation on Wednesday. More on this warm weather that will continue through the rest of the week.
Your BTW21 weather forecast is sponsored